Good morning, everyone. Tech for Senior. It is episode 118th. It is June the 27th, soon to be next weekend, the long weekend. Yay! But hold on, we're seniors. Doesn't really matter, eh? Every weekend is a long weekend. So I guess I said to Hewie, we look at this each year and we go back and we look at the July 1st weekend and we still have lots of people coming to the show. So we'll be here next week, even though it will be a long weekend, but we're not going. I don't think anybody here is going anywhere. We've got Ray out camping in his motorhome this week. So I'll be doing his outro, the music outro. But so Ray, if you're listening, I don't know, did Ray log in? Is he here? He said he might try to
Not
get.
yet.
Did he come in?
Not yet.
Not yet. Eh? He said he might come in and say hello. If he does come in, let me know and he can say hello. Anyway, he's out camping this week. But other than that, we're all here. So welcome to Tech for Senior. This, of course, is a 1-hour show. We're starting now, and then this will be followed by our question and answer, and then our premiere service. I've put a link in the show notes or in the chat for the premiere service. And today, for the premiere service, Dewey, who tells me next week is his 88th birthday. So that's great, but he's not going to be here next week. So if we wanted to wish him a happy 88th birthday, I'm sure all of us would want to wish Dewey a happy 88th birthday. Well done, Dewey. Well done. And he is actually going to be talking about today in our premiere service, TV streaming services part 1. I'm going to be talking about how to get free music. You want to watch that one? Free is good. And Hewie's going to talk about Facebook tips part 2. He did such a good job last week. We're going to get you up talking about part 2 again this week. So all on our premiere service that is half past the hour. And you can watch that, of course, on our YouTube channel. And it's recorded, and it's certainly we're welcome for it's sort of packaged so you can use it for your computer clubs or anything you want to use it for. We're happy you can reproduce it. We don't care what you do with it, just we want it used because we put a lot of time and effort into making those videos. Hughie and I and Bob had a busy week last week. Of course, we did our Thursday show, which was Tech for Senior Live. We're almost getting our audience is actually growing, and it's even a little bit bigger than our Monday show on Thursday. And and following that, what did we do? What did we do following that, Huey?
We did our learning Chromebooks.
We did do learning Chromebooks, and we had a big turnout, didn't we?
Yes, and very active and lots of chatter back and forth. And we did make known for the people who have signed up for that, got a copy of links to your Chromebook, all of your Chromebook videos. You've got a playlist. I've got a playlist for all my Chromebook videos. And then we also had the Learning Chromebook videos in a playlist. So if you've got or are thinking of getting a Chromebook, by all means, you need to watch some of those videos.
For sure. And we've got 2 years worth now of videos there. So the group, we had a chat with the group on last week, the group that usually comes, and we're going to change the format a little bit of learning Chromebooks. We are going to do a short 10 or 15 minute presentation each once a month in the show. And then we're going to do a bit of a question and answer. If you have any concerns or complications or problems with your Chromebook, we'll try and do a bit of troubleshooting. And then we're going to take some time, and Bob's going to help us with this. We're going to go over the news articles of that have occurred in the last month about Chrome on the Tech for Senior Live, and have a Facebook page up, and it's called Learning. My internet just sort of.
Yes.
Yeah. So it happens when I move. If I get excited, I start to jiggle, and then it sort of locks up. So what happens is we now have a Facebook page called Learning Chromebook, and I will have that in our newsletter.
Without an S at the
without
end.
an S. Yeah, the S was taken. So anyway, we've got we've got Learning Chromebook, and it'll the link will now be in our in the newsletter tomorrow. And Hewie, who's in, we're going to be changing the branding and so on and so forth, so that will be a permanent link. And we post through the month, we'll be posting articles about Chromebooks. So if you're interested in a Chromebook, you want to find Chromebook articles or whatever you want to do, you can often just go to the website, and you'll be seeing that. You'll be able to follow that along. And so that worked out pretty good. I think that was a good meeting. We got a lot of positive things done, and we're looking forward to the next one, which of course will be in July. So then of course we have our podcast. So we podcast out our Thursday show, not the Learning Chromebooks, but the Tech for Senior Live, and we podcast that out on Friday. So all in all, it was a busy week. So let me just introduce everybody. Of course, we have my co-host. We started 118 shows ago, Hewie Poplock. Hewie,
we had no idea it was going to go this long, and
we did not.
And do all that we're doing.
Yeah, lots of fun. And of course, Bob was with us. Bob from New Mexico. Bob, of course, Bob Gastisha. If you don't, I guess most people here know everybody, but there are sometimes we get new people coming in. So I think it's worthwhile introducing everybody. Of course, Bob Gastisha from New Mexico, Los Lunas, New Mexico, or even Meadow Lake, New Mexico. And he is of course, being with us since day one. Welcome, Bob. And how'd your week go?
Very well, except for all the rain we've been getting. We're in the middle of monsoon season. Actually, right now, it's still 59 degrees. We hope to make it up to the mid 60s today. Total change from what it was a week ago. We were in the 90s with hardly any humidity. Now we're in the low 60s with lots of humidity.
There you go. And we have, of course, Bill James from Oklahoma.
Yeah, we're having really unbelievable weather. A couple of days ago it was 102. This morning it's 72.
Really?
Yeah, it's 72 right now.
That's perfect.
So it's really wonderful weather. We have some clouds, but I don't think we're going to get any rain. But it's really a nice day. It was really nice yesterday as well.
Perfect.
So,
that's good. And of course, we have our special guest today who is going to do part 2 of solar panels. And of course, that is Mike Ungerman from Florida.
It's a nice sunny solar day here in Florida.
Mike, you told us you went out and you did some shopping the other day and came back and didn't use a drop of gas.
I have a plug-in hybrid, and it was charged by the panels that you see right behind me.
Right. Wow. Thank you so much for doing this. Mike is going to do, I think he keeps saying it's a 4-part series. I say, now let's do 5 or 6. So we're having a little disagreement on how many parts, but we're going to have lots of stuff on solar panels for you. And I am so excited about this. So please watch we'll be showing you part 2 today. And thanks for doing it, Mike. It's pretty cool. Do you produce a lot of electricity back into the system? Is that really, yeah, are you going to talk about that? I guess you're going to probably talk about it.
We'll talk about it, but it does
talk about that. Okay. We should probably get going. Otherwise, we're going to get behind. Bob, are you ready to roll?
I am. Here is the Avast Security News Roundup for the week ending June 24th, 2022. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. T-Mobile is being shady with your app downloads and browsing history. In yet another example of T-Mobile being the worst with its customers' data, the company announced a new money-making scheme this week, selling its customers' app download data and web browsing history to advertisers. The package of data is part of the company's new App Insights ed tech product that was in beta for the last year, but formally rolled out this week. According to Ad Exchanger, which first reported news of this announcement from the Cannes Festival, the new product will let marketers track and target T-Mobile customers based on the apps they've downloaded and their engagement patterns, meaning when or how often they open and close particular apps. For more on this, see Gizmodo. Meta reportedly plans to shut down CrowdTangle. One thing researchers have used to track and spread the viral stories on Facebook, including ones that spread misinformation, is a tool that Meta owns called CrowdTangle. Based on anonymous sources, Bloomberg reports what may have suspected that Facebook has largely removed development support from CrowdTangle and is making plans to shut the tool down. CrowdTangle is a public insight tool from Facebook that helps publishers, journalists, researchers, fact-checkers, and more follow, analyze, and report on what's happening across social media. For more on this story, see The Verge. Toddy Cat claws at Asian governments. Researchers have monitored an advanced persistent threat, codenamed Toddy Cat, that has been linked to attacks on government and military entities in Europe and Asia since at least December 2020. Using an unknown exploit to deploy the Chopper web shell, the group targets Microsoft Exchange servers to activate a multi-stage infection chain, ultimately leading to Samurai, a backdoor that allows the attackers to move laterally within the compromised network. It is unclear if this operation is connected to a similar APT Avast was tracking a couple of years ago, which also attacked the same kind of targets but used Ghost Rat to install its backdoors. This seems to be a nation-state-sponsored attack due to the nature of the targeted victims and the complexity of the attack chain, commented Avast security evangelist Louis Carones. Although there is evidence that points to the possible country behind the attack, attribution requires more indicators. It is still too early to have a final answer. For more on this story, see the Hacker News. Yodel tracking system down due to a hack. Delivery company Yodel is continuing to convoy parcels to clients, but customers cannot track their packages due to what the company calls a cyber incident. Yodel did not expound on what kind of cyber incident it experienced, but the issue seems also to be causing service delays. As soon as we detected the incident, we launched an investigation led by our internal IT division and sponsored by an external IT forensics group, a Yodel spokesman told ZDNet. We are working to restore tracking as quickly as we can and have engaged with all relevant authorities, they added. Microsoft retires emotion recognition AI in a move intended as a meaningful update to its responsible AI standard. Microsoft has announced that it will be retiring its research into facial analysis capabilities that purport to infer emotional states and identity attributes such as gender, age, smiles, hair, facial hair, and makeup. These efforts raised important questions about privacy. Azure AI Principal Group Project Manager Sarah Bird wrote in the announcement. She also said the capability to predict sensitive attributes could open up a wide range of abuses, including subjecting people to stereotyping, discrimination, or unfair denial of services. For more on this, see Engadget. Exploit allows ransomware attack on OneDrive and SharePoint. Security researchers have discovered a way in which attackers could encrypt documents stored on OneDrive or SharePoint. The cloud ransomware attack chain relies on abusing the document versioning settings that are part of the Office 365 and Microsoft 365 cloud offerings. By default, documents on OneDrive or SharePoint can have up to 500 versions, but that number is configurable by the user. If an attacker gets in through phishing or some other means of infection, they could reduce the number of versions accessible to the user down to one. And then the attacker could encrypt that one version. For more explanation on this proof of concept, see CSO Online. Almost 70,000 patient records exposed in Kaiser breach. On June 3rd, health plan provider Kaiser Permanente disclosed a data breach that involved 69,589 patient records, including names, dates of service, medical record numbers, and lab test results. According to the company, credit card numbers and social security numbers were not exposed. On April 5th, 2022, Kaiser Permanente discovered that an unauthorized party gained access to an employee's email. We terminated the unauthorized access within hours after it began. The healthcare provider wrote in its statement, "It is unclear why the company waited 2 months to report the breach. While we have no indication that the information was accessed by the unauthorized party, we are unable to completely rule out the possibility," the company added. For more, see TechCrunch. This week's must-read on the Avast blog. Phishing scams that use voice and voicemail to target victims are becoming more prominent. Interpol is cracking down, but you still need to protect yourself. Read the article at the link listed, or watch my video on this topic at the following link. And that wraps up this week's Avast Security News Roundup. Stay safe, stay secure, and I'll see you again next week. Bye-bye. Microsoft's new cybersecurity tool. What is it? Microsoft Defender, a year-old cybersecurity tool for business, is now available to the general public. It offers advanced phishing and malware protection on Windows, Mac OS, Android, and iOS devices. And more importantly, it lets an adult view their family member's security status through a simple dashboard. As explained by Microsoft, the new Defender tool isn't a replacement for existing antivirus software, such as the Windows Security app or whatever else you happen to be using for your protection right now. It's a supplemental tool that lets you rein in security across several devices, allowing you to detect vulnerabilities and malicious activity through a simple interface. If you find this video helpful, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, and get involved. The new Microsoft Defender app can also scan links for phishing, which may be useful if you have family members who aren't so great at web security. The problem, of course, is that this app requires a Microsoft 365 subscription. You need a Microsoft 365 membership to use Microsoft Defender. Microsoft 365 subscribers can get started right now. Microsoft Defender is available for download with a Microsoft 365 personal or family subscription. The product is available for the following platforms: Windows, Android, iOS, and Mac operating system. Get your downloads directly from Microsoft by following the link listed. As explained by Microsoft, the new Defender tool isn't a replacement for your existing antivirus. For me, that protection has come from Avast since 2003. If you already have a Microsoft 365 membership or are thinking about purchasing a membership, this may offer you some additional protection at no additional cost. Stay safe, stay secure. I'll see you again soon. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Bob. That's that certainly cleared up the a little bit of confusion about that.
Right.
Yeah. So that's good. That explains it.
Because
very
many
clearly.
people thought that this was a full-blown antivirus.
Right.
It is not.
Right.
It
Right.
adds to your protection.
Yes, for sure. All right. Now, what I asked, of course, you all probably are waiting for the newsletter that's going to come out tomorrow, of course, because Bill James will have a new gadget for us. So last week he recommended a particular gadget, and I said, "Well, that's cool. He got it." And I said, "Let's see how it works." And he's going to show us. Bill, you probably have to unmute yourself there. And he's going to just show us how it works. This is sort of cool. Do you want to just show it?
This is the Open It that I talked about last week in the newsletter, and I thought it was pretty cool. I usually use a pair of cookie shears or something to open boxes and packages, particularly when you have something like this, a plastic container that you have to use your scissors or a screwdriver, whatever, that you can get into this packaging. But with this little device, it's made in such a way that it's offset. So it's just a matter of just taking it here and just cutting through. And it's so much easier than using the scissors that I normally use. So I've really been quite pleased. It was $13 plus shipping. And I ordered it directly from the website that was in the article, and it came pretty quickly. It also has a box cutter. So, that's always an issue of trying to break this tape. So this has a spring-loaded feature. You just take it and there you have it. I mean, you can open that really easily. So a little hidden feature that I didn't know when I was reading the instruction, a little bottle opener here. So it's kind of a
Wow, you can have a beer with it while you're opening it.
Yeah, you can have a beer while you open it.
Yeah.
And for safety reasons, when you get yours, the box cutter has this cover that fits over it. Now, Hewie has an older model that's by the same company. This is kind of an updated version of it, but it's a pretty handy deal. And you can also use it to. You will go to the floors. They always suggest that when you buy your cut flowers, that you trim off a little bit of the bottom. And I use either a kitchen knife or scissors to do that. But with this, I can snip those off really easily. So I'm kind of excited about this. It was a interesting little gadget, and then when it's not in use, you just take this and fold it back, and there's a little safety lever that you can, and so then it becomes like this.
Bill, if you had arthritis or you had mobility issues, that probably would be pretty easy. Like the mechanical advantage is pretty good on that, right?
Yeah, it's not. There's not a lot of resistance to this at all. So it's pretty easy to
Easy to use, yeah.
yeah.
So that'd be a good
I
one for
think it fits
seniors.
more comfortably to your hand than scissors do. I'm always pinching my fingers in the scissors things. I've done that a lot, but on this, that's kind of difficult to do actually.
Oh, there you go. I think Huey's had his for many years. Huey's got the older version, right?
Yeah, but the blade portion is just the same. They just kind of did a little bit different with
Bigger.
the hand.
It's a bigger, yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. All right. Well, if anyone's got any questions, that's great. You're not going to give us a clue what tomorrow's gadget's going to be. Are you going to keep it a secret?
I'm going to keep it a secret. I have as much fun with that as you do.
Okay. All right. Well, stay tuned for
And
tomorrow's newsletter.
and
Yeah.
one little nice thing I thought that the company it's Zybra, and when they sent it, they a little note here and said, William, take care and enjoy. I thought that was really nice. The
There
personal.
you go. Nice company. I should point out to people, I mentioned this earlier, is that if you do order an item on Amazon, you can request that it comes in frustration-free packaging, and it'll come without any plastic wrap. So that is an option on your Amazon purchases. All right, let's get going, because Mike is going to talk to us now about solar panels. Let's get going on that. I'm going to share the video, and let's see what Mike has to say. Solar energy. This is part 2.
Hi, I'm Mike Ungerman of the Central Florida Computer Society. In part 1 of this series, we looked at the basics of what constitutes a solar voltaic system: solar panels, inverters, potentially batteries for storage. In this second presentation, we'll look at the first steps to research what may be required to reduce your home's energy dependence and how that may affect your future solar PV design. This is a slide from the first presentation. It's worth spending a little time going over what save money actually entails. Saving money on our monthly electric bill is likely to be a major motivator, but keep in mind that acquiring a solar PV system is also expensive. So an analysis of how you might reduce your current energy usage in your home can offset the overall cost of acquiring a future solar PV system for your home. Before starting the process of powering your home with solar energy, one should investigate your past and current energy use, identify high energy consumption items, and consider low cost and easy to implement efficiency measures. This will help establish a baseline against which you can compare the benefits of producing energy with solar power and help you to size your system and perhaps lower your initial solar system investment. Let's take a look at my energy bill from Duke Energy in Florida. This is from back in 2017 when I was considering solar power to reduce my monthly costs. My home was built in 1987. It's a wood frame home with stucco exterior. We have 2,200 square feet under air. We also have a swimming pool and at the time had an inefficient single-speed pool pump. The exterior windows are tinted double pane, but not the energy efficient type with inert gas between the panes. The attic insulation had been replaced in 2004 following damage from 2 hurricanes and a tropical storm. I'll zoom to the important sections. Note, $410.66 a month. That's very high. In the summer months, late spring, summer, I was generally above $400 a month. That was really driving me crazy. Also note the graph that they included to show you where your peak usage was. This is July and August of a year before. We're getting into July again here. Bottom line, my daily average use was 105 kilowatt hours a day. A year ago, it had been 97, so still in that same range. And my monthly average electric cost was $13. Jumping ahead over 3 years, and we now see my Duke Energy bill after making energy upgrades to some of the equipment in our home and installing 2 phases of solar PV equipment on our roof, separated by approximately a year in order to spread the costs out. The most significant section shows the reduction of the daily electrical usage and the reduction of the average daily cost from $13 a day in the previous slide to $3.94 a day after all the improvements. Note the almost over $300 a month difference in my bill and my total costs. We still pretty much have the same profile, but a much lower kilowatt hour usage. And you can see that after solar installation, I'm generally running a lot less than I did in the prior year. Now my daily average use is 32 kilowatt hours per day. 1 year ago it was 55, and my monthly daily average electric cost is now only $3.94 a day. A home energy assessment or home energy audit can help you understand how much energy your home uses. and where your home is inefficient and where you should prioritize to improve the comfort and efficiency of your home. Some utility companies will provide a home energy audit free of charge and maybe even subsidize some of the repairs if required. This short video is a good overview of what is involved in a home energy assessment.
In any season, a leaky home costs money. How do you stop it? It starts with a comprehensive home energy checkup. That's a series of tests and inspections to find out where your house could be more efficient. The end goal is to save energy, save money, and make your house more comfortable. Installing energy-efficient lighting and appliances will help. So will creating a sealed barrier around your house, kind of like putting a blanket around the outside, minimizing the leaks. Upgrading your home to save energy can put anywhere from 5 to 30% of your energy bill back in your pocket. Okay, to get a thorough home energy checkup, you'll need some help from a professional. Look for a home energy technician called an auditor in your area. Now, in this cold weather evaluation, the auditor starts on the outside, looking for problems around walls, joints, and under the eaves. If there's not a tight fit, you're losing energy and money. Next, the technician might head up to your attic to check for leaks on the top of your home barrier. That trap door could be a culprit, letting cold air pass into the house. A big part of the checkup is determining how well the insulation insulates. Insulation should be correctly installed in between all areas of the house frame. That means it needs to be evenly applied and not just jammed into spaces. And of course, if the insulation has fallen down, it's not working. Your energy auditor will inspect the holes where electrical lines pass through. If they're not sealed, they're leaking. Then it's down to the basement. Your furnace and water heater could be wasting energy. The auditor will check to see how energy efficient the furnace is. Furnaces generally lose efficiency as they get older, and it could cost you more to keep yours running than to replace it with a new one. Maybe all you need is a new filter. Some people haven't changed their filter for months, even years. That gunk clogging the filter means your furnace has to work harder to heat your home. If the water heater is several years old, it may not be efficient. And if it isn't insulated, it's also losing energy. Now it's on to the ductwork. The technician will inspect connections to make sure they make a tight fit. They have to be sealed to keep the warm air going where it's supposed to go. If the screwdriver can go in the hole, it means one thing for sure: money is going out. Now for the blower door test. The energy auditor will close all the windows and doors and anything else that lets outside air in. This special fan will depressurize the home. The idea is to suck air out of the house, allowing outside air to rush into the home through all those openings you didn't know about. Okay, so with the windows and doors closed and the fan running, leaks are easy to spot with an infrared camera. In winter, the auditor will scan the interior of the home looking for cold air rushing in. Here, the darker the color, the worse it is. These black spots mean one big air leak. It's an eye-opening experience. For this house, the recessed lighting fixtures are big problems. The auditor will also take a look at the kinds of light bulbs in those fixtures. If they're incandescents, they're using a lot of energy. Warm, compact fluorescents are an energy-saving alternative. So, the home energy assessment reveals ways that energy escapes your home, costing you money. The good news is, you'll have a comprehensive home energy report showing which efficiency upgrades are right for you and where to stop those pesky leaks.
Identifying high energy use items will save you money over the long run and have an impact on the amount of solar energy you may need to produce to offset their continuing usage if not replaced. To assist you in this process, acquiring power monitoring equipment can help to isolate your high power usage items. This can be as simple as an inexpensive watt meter or as extensive as a system like the Sense power monitoring system that installs in your power utility panel. Once you've identified your high energy users, replacing some of them with Energy Star appliances will also save you money on your utility bill and may qualify for federal tax and utility incentives. I could do a whole presentation on this subject and may do so as a follow-up when we finish looking at obtaining a solar PV system. So knowledge truly is power, and no exception to how you should approach the planning for an expensive acquisition like solar PV for your home. Research your energy usage in the past, identify what can be improved in your home to reduce its energy requirements, and get professional assistance if required.
All right. Hewie, I think you're up.
I am.
Thank you, Mike. That was great. Probably be some questions in the Q&A. So we'll wait and see.
Okay.
Please like this video and subscribe to our channel. Cleaning Windows without Windex, or you should uninstall unnecessary Windows programs and apps. I'm Hewie Poplock. Out of all of the software on your computer, how many programs do you actually use regularly? Most people keep a fair amount of unnecessary software installed on their systems. While some of these apps are just outdated, others are Windows bloatware, malicious software, or junk you could remove from your computer. Some programs that you should uninstall. QuickTime is Apple's video player. While it's still a current program on Mac OS, the company hasn't supported the Windows version since 2016. Adobe Flash Player is no longer supported as of January 2021. Though it's blocked in all modern browsers now, you should still uninstall local copies of Flash. This will keep you safe from any future security issues since Adobe isn't updating it anymore. A similar runtime plugin, Adobe Shockwave Player, was discontinued in 2019. The company no longer offers it for download, and you're extremely unlikely to find a website that needs it. You should thus remove both Shockwave Player and Flash Player. They're both relics of an era gone by and unnecessary today. Java is another media runtime, and it includes two components, Java on the desktop and the Java plugin for browsers, which is notorious for having security problems. Though it was once fairly common, very few websites use it today. Currently, under 0.2% of websites use Java. Now, we're not talking about JavaScript. This is Java. Modern versions of Chrome and Firefox don't support it, which means that Java is less of a security problem than it once was. Unless you're an Android developer or use some specialized software that relies on Java, you should uninstall it. You'll probably never notice a difference. Silverlight is a web framework similar to Adobe Flash that once enabled rich media content in your browser. Years ago, these plugins were necessary on a lot of websites. But now Silverlight has been discontinued and is no longer useful. Fewer than 0.3% of websites use Silverlight as of early 2022. Modern browsers don't even work with Silverlight. Chrome and Firefox haven't supported it for years. While toolbars were once a far more prevalent problem, modern versions of Chrome and other browsers have thankfully fought back and most eradicated them. However, spam extensions are still in the wild. Users would clutter their browsers with all kinds of toolbars, as you can see on the screen. The purpose of Coupon Printer for Windows is to provide access to deals from coupons.com. However, since this software is typically found bundled in with other programs, chances are that you didn't want to install it in the first place. If you're a diehard coupons.com user, you can leave this one installed so you can access its discounts. Everyone else should uninstall this program and use another coupon site that doesn't require installing anything. Not all versions of the program are safe. Coupon Printer is installed by the users, whether it is done knowingly or not. Often, this type of program is offered through advertisements or bundled with other software, leaving the user puzzled where this software came from. Unfortunately, some free downloads do not adequately disclose that other software will also be installed, and you may find you have installed Coupon Printer without your knowledge. You should always pay attention when you're installing software, because often a software installer includes optional installs. Be very careful when you agree to install. Always opt for the custom installation and deselect anything that's not familiar, especially optional software that you never wanted to download and install in the first place. It goes without saying that you should not install software that you don't trust. To remove apps in Windows, go to Setup, Apps, Apps and Features. Wait for the page to load. As you can see, I have 219 apps installed. Note that I have 2 versions of Camtasia. I'm ready to install even a new version, 2022. I also have Candy Crush Friends, which I have never used, nor will I. It's time to uninstall Camtasia 2020 and Candy Crush Friends. I click the 3 dots on the right next to the app that I wish to uninstall. When I do, I get a dialog box that gives me some choices, including uninstall. I click that and follow directions. Candy Crush Friends was last updated on June 23rd, 2022, just days ago. I have auto update on for apps in the Microsoft Store. That is an on-off switch in the store that covers all store apps. Some people wish to use a third-party uninstaller. The most popular is Revo Uninstaller. Other than the Pro version, they have a free version and a portable version. The portable version does not need to be installed. The advantage to using a third-party uninstall program is that it may remove parts of the undesired program that the Microsoft Uninstall feature misses. Cleaning Windows without Windex, or you should uninstall unnecessary Windows programs and apps. I'm Hewie Poplock. There you go.
That was good. I got to go through my computer and uninstall some stuff. I guess I should do my spring cleaning, eh?
Absolutely.
All right. Thanks, Hewie. Yeah, there might be some more questions about that. Hopefully we can address those in the Q&A. All right. So I did a video this week, and you'll see what it's all about in a minute. But it's the fun of being grandparents. It's the summer. It's hot. We're going to have lots of fun with our families. So here's something that might be helpful for you. We'll see how this goes here. It's the summer. The grandkids are coming, or in some cases, the great grandkids are coming, and we get to spoil them. Isn't it fun being grandparents? Well, you know, I was talking to my daughter yesterday, who just bought her son, or my grandson, a gift for the summer. And she's a primary educator and explained in great detail why this was such a great gift. And you know, I was filling my truck up with gas yesterday and realized I could have bought 2 of these for the price of filling up with gas. So I thought this is a great time that I could go over and tell you about a gift that you could give your grandchildren this summer. Let me explain what the gift was and what the advantages were of this. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior, where we make videos to help seniors understand technology. Now, if you'd like to be kept updated, we'll send you a notification when we make new videos. All you have to do is, down below, click the subscribe, but go over to the notification button and click that, and we'll send you a notification when a new video comes out. So let's have a look what would be a great gift for your grandchildren this summer. Today I'd like to talk to you about a Garmin watch for children. This is called the VivoFit Junior 3. Now there are two designs. They come either as the Mandalorian or the Grogu design. The colorful display ensures that they have everything they need to go on a big adventure. This is also a very durable, swim-friendly fitness tracker, and the battery lasts up to 1 year, so you don't even have to charge it. The band adjusts to even the smallest wrists, so it should be very comfortable. Activity unlocks adventure. With you as their helper, your child will escape Darth Vader with R2-D2 and Q-SPO, help Han Solo and Chewie, fight the Empire, and even take on the First Order with Rey and BB-8. Tap Challenge Game. Not only does 60 minutes of daily activity unlock adventure, but the more active minutes kids log, the more chances they'll get to play the heart-pounding Tap Challenge Game. Collectible credits. Meeting their daily goals also rewards your child with credits. They can use credits to reveal space battles on the adventure map. Fitness cards. With Mando as their coach, your kids will learn basic exercise moves from new fitness training cards, including jumping jacks, downward dog, mountain climbers, and more. Timed activity. Timed activities. Timed activities let kids track their steps and estimated distance during playtime at the park, soccer, and much more. View saved activities later in the Garmin Junior Smart app, which we'll talk about in just a minute. Character watch faces. Allow kids to personalize their fitness trackers with 20 different face options, including Star Wars and Mandalorian series characters. Ice widget in case of emergency. It never hurts to be prepared. Input your child's emergency contact information into the Ice widget so it can be quickly accessed if needed. Monitor activity. With the Garmin Junior app, parents can view activity responsibilities, sleep, chore data, and more after syncing with their compatible devices. Chores and rewards. Assign tasks and chores from the app and designate a reward virtual coin value. Those in-app coins can be redeemed by your kiddos to agreed upon rewards. Would that include an ice cream cone? Maybe. Friendly reminders. When you assign chores and schedule alerts, your kids' tracker will let you know with an icon that shows what needs to be done. That can be set up to recur weekly or even daily. Cleaning your room. That just might be on that list. Step challenges. With toe-to-toe step challenges, kids can sync with nearby friends to compete in timed and stepped competition. Parents can get on the fun too with a toe-to-toe app and their compatible Garmin wearable. All right, now I'm not sure that grandparents are going to try to outdo a 5-year-old. This may not be something that we're quite up to yet. Stay active together. Link up with your kids' friends on the Garmin Connect smartphone app and connect with other families in the Garmin Junior world. Interact with them and compete multi-family on a weekly challenge. Kids mode. Enable kid mode on the Garmin and give your kid limited access to monitor and check their own chores to view the latest mission and their app adventure. Well, that was the Garmin VivoFit Junior 3 fitness tracker for kids. It's available on Amazon for around $80 US and is a great gift for the kids for summer. It comes with both the iOS and Android app, which the parents would run on their phone. This watch is really made for a preteen child. My grandson's age is 5. So it's great because it would be paired and run off the parent's phone. Think about it. It's a great gift for the summer. enjoy your grandchildren or great-grandchildren. It's Ron Brown with Tech for Senior. Remember to like and subscribe, and if you want to be notified about future videos, click the notification button. Till we see you again, have a great day and enjoy your summer. All right. We are going to be, for those of you over on YouTube, thank you for coming. We'll be stopping our YouTube feed now. If you want to come over, we still have lots of room in our show. If you want to pop over and participate in the Q&A, just come over to our Zoom meeting and we'll be happy to do that. Ray, of course, isn't here, so I'm going to be playing Ray's outro for him today. So we'll start that now.
Good morning, Tech for Senior. Since I'm actually camping at the north rim of the Grand Canyon this week, my presentation today is pre-recorded. I can't think of any vocal group over the years that has recorded music from so many different categories and genres as the Manhattan Transfer. According to Wikipedia, the Manhattan Transfer is a Grammy Award-winning vocal group founded in 1969 that has explored a cappella, swing, standards, Brazilian jazz, rhythm and blues, and pop music. The late Tim Hauser is given credit for forming the group and is the only member who performed with the two main editions of the Manhattan Transfer over the years. I actually met him in person as he used to regularly attend the quarterly performances of the Doo-Wop Society in the Los Angeles area in the 1990s. Trivia: for today, Tim Hauser was the first tenor with a vocal group called the Criterions that released a song titled Don't Say Goodbye in 1959, which today is a favorite among those who collect this music genre. Now, their first album, Jukin, was released in 1971 on Capitol Records, and it did not sell particularly well. For this reason, Capitol chose not to go forward with the second album. After a few years of performing in nightclubs in New York City, they changed their focus and produced a demo for Atlantic Records, which led to the release in 1975 of the self-titled The Manhattan Transfer LP. This included some well-known jazz musicians and songs they later became famous for, including Operator, Java Jive, and Tuxedo Junction. Now, the word vocalese is defined as a style of singing in which singers put words to jazz tunes, especially to previously improvised instrumental solos. This is what was done in their LP extensions with the song Birdland, which in 1980 won the Grammy Award for Best Jazz Fusion Performance. In 1981, the Manhattan Transfer made music history by becoming the first group to win Grammy Awards for both popular and jazz categories in the same year. Now, the following year, they won another Grammy for Best Jazz Performance, duo or group, for their rendition of Route 66. Today's clip of this song is from 2008 and is included on their 35th anniversary Great American Songbook DVD. Definitely something worth checking out. So here we go with the song, and I'll see everyone next week.
I think Ray got another one, hit another one out of the park. What a great, Ray, if you're, I guess you'll be watching us on replay. Thanks so much. That's one of my favorite songs, by the way. So that's great. I want to thank everyone for coming today. We had a really great time. We will, of course, be moving on now to the Q&A. We will, and don't forget, at 1:30, if you have to leave and you want to come back, I've put the link, the link in the chat notes for our premiere service, and Dewey will be talking about TV streaming services. I'm going to tell you how to get some free music, and Huey's going to talk about Facebook tips part 2. He did so good on the first part. We're going to do his part 2, and so that will be, of course, at 1:30. And we will be, of course, seeing everyone on Thursday. If you want to listen to us, come at Tech for Senior Live on Thursday morning. We'll be doing our Thursday show. Then it will be podcasted out on Friday. So I'm going to open it up to Q&A now. If you have any questions, please just click the little reactions button at the bottom there. It raises your hand. We've got a lot of people in the audience today, so it's hard for me to see all the to see everyone's hand, or to see everybody when they're waving or whatever. If you just raise your hand, it pops you up to the top so I can see who you are, and we'd be happy to answer any questions. Just to follow up on the watch, my daughter, of course, lives with her husband in Beijing, China. One of the things about that watch that's important to know is that there is no GPS tracker in it. It's not trackable. There is so Google Maps and that sort of thing. That watch is really made for a preteen. In parts of the world, tracking is you don't want to be tracked, and China is one of those places, and was a major decision on them purchasing that watch. So it is a fun thing. It is, again, for preteens, and it's you might consider that. Stan, go ahead. Unmute, Stan. Hello, Stan.
Okay, this is for Hewie.
Yes.
The program that you introduced to us, I guess, 2 weeks ago, regarding putting in either a location or a type of food, I found fascinating. I spent over an hour with it. And one of the things I looked up was shad roe, and discovered that that is very native to Connecticut, where I grew up. I hadn't realized that, but the shad is I guess it goes out to sea and then comes back every springtime and spawns, and they grow. A roe can be 2 to 4 pounds apparently, and sauteed in butter is just fantastic. So I really enjoyed it, and I didn't write down the name of the program. I was talking to several people about it, and I can't tell them because I just don't recall the name. Please provide that for me.
I don't remember it off the top of my head, but if you go to my YouTube channel, the video would be there, and of course it'd be right in the title. So let me go. I'll look while we're talking and answering other questions.
Okay, I looked on your website and didn't find it there, but thank you.
Mike, I have a question. One of the things that we really haven't talked about in your slides was, of course, not only do you pay less money, but you don't pay taxes, because you're not paying taxes on all that energy, right? So there is not just the energy cost saving, but at least in Canada, we end up paying taxes on taxes on taxes. And so the other thing is, of course, energy costs have gone up since you started the project. So even though you're comparing it back to what the bill was in 2017, that is at 2017 prices. So your benefit, of course, is going to be a lot more than what you indicated, right?
Yes. The key is what is the kilowatt hours used? And I was able to cut the daily kilowatt hours. Right. Now, the other thing is judicious planning of energy usage, which I did not put into that because it just wasn't enough time for the presentation. But for example, especially on a day like today that starts off a beautiful sunny day in Florida, and by 1 or 2 in the afternoon is cloudy, and then the thunder boomers come in by 4 or 5. You don't want to be washing the dishes in your dishwasher at 5, 6, or 7 in the evening. Save it for the next day and do it about 10 in the morning when the sun is up and 100% of the energy from your panels is powering your dishwasher. Same thing for doing your clothes. Normally, many times before solar, we would just throw our clothes in the washing machine and have it washed overnight and dried the first thing in the morning. So now we plan it that maybe around 9 o'clock in the morning after breakfast, we'll throw the clothes in the washing machine. By 10 or 11, the sun is at pretty good strength.
and the dryer is running a 220 volt dryer, although now it's been replaced with an Energy Star dryer, which is using less. So planning then is using electricity from your panels, and of course there's no taxes associated with that at all.
Right. Mike, the other thing, there was some questions in the chat about, obviously you have a pool. Do you still have the swimming pool?
Yeah, yeah. Although many times I thought about filling it in and putting a garden there.
Well, many people do that. But so tell us about, obviously a pool would be a big energy consumer, right?
Yes. The house originally had a pool, and it had a single speed pump. And I can remember replacing the motor in that pump probably about 8 or 9 years after the original installation. It still was just a standard, motor. And I started to get energy conscious probably towards the end of the 90s. And there was some new technology out in energy, in the pumps. In addition to multi-speed, they also actually had 2-speed pumps. So we had a 2-speed pump for about 10 years. And then that pump failed. And I just finally said, all right, I'll break down and buy a multi-speed pump. And in the state of Florida, within the last 5 years, they passed state regulations that now require any swimming pool pump that is sold to be a multi-speed. And it's definitely much more energy efficient, even though you're going to pay $1,000, $1,200, $1,300 for it.
And do you heat the pool then from your solar energy?
I think it was in the first presentation, we talked about the use of your roof. Maybe it's in the follow-on now. These things blur. But what you see up here behind me, if you're looking at my video, is 2 parts of the solar panels that are there. Before that, I had a solar pool heater array, which basically pumped the water up and then came back down. Well, we don't use the pool that much anymore. The kids are grown. The grandkids don't come here that often, and now the grandkids might, but usually they're going to come in the summer months. So I said, all right, and I'm going to make use of that and produce electricity. And now if you get a hybrid heater, which essentially is a heat pump, which is much more efficient than just an electrical heater that's available, then use your solar to heat the pool if in fact you need it and extend your swimming season.
Cool. Hewie, you have
in answer to Stan's question, I think he's talking about Taste Atlas, and I put the link in the chat box, and then I also put a link for in the chat box of my weekly website of the week playlist, so you can look at all of the websites of the week in one place by clicking that link.
Perfect. Thank you. So yes, and don't just remember, everyone, that these are all recorded. These shows are all recorded, and I edit them actually and make everyone look real good. I cut all the bad parts if there are any, and add it in. I've got some cool intros. Well, where's Bob? Where did Bob go?
I'm still here.
Well, I can't see on my screen. Where'd you go?
I haven't gone anywhere.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I got a dynamite intro for Bob. Did you see your intro last week in the show?
Did you change it?
No, it's there.
Yeah.
Did you like it?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm having some fun with that. So I'm putting some stuff in the show. So you may want to have a look at the show when it's finished and up later on today on our site. Any other questions? We've got no questions. You're kidding. Usually we have lots to talk about.
One thing about playlists, whether it be on Ron's page, on Ron's YouTube channel or mine or Bob's, the playlists are important. We put some time together to make sure that you have those, so you can see a lot of these videos that we produce that are in one category together, and you can go in and look at them, and by all means share them. But please make sure you do like the videos that you look at, and subscribe if you want to, but at least share them by by hitting the like button. And when you hit the like button, it helps in Google's desire, or it allows Google to know that, oh, there's people interested in it. So then they go ahead and put it as favorites and so on, so more people can see it. So it really helps us a lot if you do that.
Thanks, Hewie. Bill, go ahead.
Unmute, Bill.
Can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yeah. Back in the chat, I believe somebody had a question on link for Thursday's show. I think it was Liz. Did you see that?
No, sorry, I didn't see that. For the Thursday show, if you want to look at it, we stream it, live stream it. It's not a Zoom meeting. So if you come to our Zoom meeting, we have lots of people that do that. They come on Thursday morning to the Zoom meeting. There's nobody there. It's not Zoom. We broadcast it on StreamYard, and it goes out to our Facebook page. So if you go to our Facebook page, then that is the Tech for Senior. Now we have two Facebook pages, but it's the Tech for Senior live Facebook page, and it will go to that, and then you can watch it, or it goes to our YouTube channel. And those links are found in our newsletter. And also, if you go to our webpage, www.techforsenior.com, there's a big red button there. It says right at the top of the page, take me to live stream. Boom. Just hit that button and it'll take you right there. Okay. If you're having trouble finding it. So it isn't not a Zoom meeting on Thursday morning. Steve, go ahead.
Have you ever heard of Daleks?
Sorry?
Have you ever heard of Daleks?
Daleks?
Yeah, D-A-L-E-K.
Dalek. No.
No, Doctor Who and the Daleks? Well, it was a science fiction series that started in 1963. And they had, it was about an atomic war. And the survivors of it encased their mutant form in these metal canisters. Well, it turned out that they were actually powered by solar panels. I never knew that. Amazing. I found that the strips that they had on the sides of the Daleks were actually solar panels.
There you go.
Yeah, amazing.
Yeah. Thanks, Dave. Carl, go ahead.
Yeah, I think I'm open. Hey, Bob, last week I asked you about saving the chat comments in HTML format, the blue lines. And you said how to do it. When I went to that, I don't remember what I did at this point either. But I remember when I went to do it that there was about 5 or 6 different options, and I couldn't figure out which one. Could you repeat what you told me last week?
I don't remember what I told you last week.
Well, let me repeat the question. In HTML, when I save them, just save as and what have you, I have to go after each HTML link and hit the carriage return, so it'll turn into a HTML link that is blue. And you said, well, just change it, save it in a different format. And I went to whatever you told me to do, and there was like about 6 or 8. Like if you're saving a Word program, you can save it in so many different formats of Word, on and on and on.
Yeah, when you import it into Word, do a right click when you do the import. And that's where you have the choices of whether you want to import it with the link, without the link, and if it has a video in it, that all of that stuff would, but that's one of the choices you have. You can import it as preserving the links.
Is it importing or pasting?
Well, it's pasting.
You're pasting it into the. Yeah. You do a right click when you do the pasting, and that's where you'll have your choices.
Well, I'm looking at it now. It's different than what I saw it before, but you have paste options. Maybe it's
just do a right click, copy it, and then when you open up Word, do a right click, and then you have choices of how you paste it in there.
All right, I'll play around with it some more because I'm not getting what I got previously because I could paste it. I do Control A, you select all, Control C to copy, and then Control V to paste.
No,
And
Control V to paste is not going to
right,
save the
And-
format because you didn't save the format to start off with. Do a
Correct.
copy, highlight, copy, and then go to Word and do a right click and then use your selection.
all right, I'll look some more. Thank you.
Okay.
Dick, did you have a question or was unmute yourself if
Yeah, I had posted something in the chat earlier in the show, and I got no answer for it. So I assume that other people have been able to install Windows 11 2206 cumulative update without a problem.
and you had a problem? I'm sorry, Dick.
I
didn't
did, and I put it in the chat, and I got no response. So I just thought I'd ask.
Yeah, good. Thank you.
I
Thanks
did
for
not
bringing.
have a problem doing it.
Hold
You
on,
did
I'll
not?
look. I'll look. I didn't see it.
Okay.
So we've got help coming. Sorry, Dick. I don't, something is I'm busy with the show. I don't always catch everything in the chat, but we'll have a look. What did it just install it would install that particular one and then it worked okay or what?
Well, let me read it to you. I tried to install Windows 2206 just yesterday, actually. And I got a message back that says, we couldn't install this update, but you can try later. And it has a code with it. And I've looked it up on the internet, and I've seen that code, but it's been associated with Windows 11, Windows 10. And so I don't know if that same problem occurs on 11 too, and if the same solution occurs, but I tried their solutions and none of them worked. So I still have it sitting out there with a message saying that it couldn't install it.
Well, Bill, I see Bill's looking that up now. So we'll get back
Did you
to in just a
retry
second,
it?
okay?
I
Have
did
you
retry it. I did retry it. I rebooted. I ran CCleaner and Glary Utilities, and I cleaned everything out as best I could. And then I tried it again, and it still didn't work.
Let's see. Elaine, did you have a comment on that? Were you going to comment?
Not on that. I had a comment on the Windows cut and paste, if it's
Okay.
not too late. I noticed that he was talking about using Control V to paste and using, I'm used to doing that too, Control C to cut and Control V to paste. But if you're in Windows and you want to get the paste context menu, what you want to do is go up to the top to the tabs, and there's an edit category. And then if you go down, you see where it says copy, and that's where you would right click in order to copy with the context menu. And it's easy to forget that if you're so used to using Control C and Control V. That's all. Thanks.
Thanks, Elaine.
Thank you. You're right. One step missing.
Yeah. Thanks a lot, Elaine. Bill? Unmute yourself.
That better?
Mhm.
Okay. Dick Vogel's question about being missed and brought to mind that many questions in live sessions as they scroll by are missed. And I've seen this on the one we watched, the people out of Idaho building a house. Their comments go by so fast. Would copying that out to, say, Notepad and just then operating off of that until you complete that section be an answer for that, or does anybody have a better suggestion?
Notepad doesn't give you links. Notepad just gives you text.
You can try WordPad instead of Notepad and then save as an RTF.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks. Tim, go ahead.
In relation to the issue with the cumulative update to 11, I think I've seen the same thing on 10 quite a bit. A lot of times what I find out, because I have a lot of computers and I use SSDs a lot, after the updates come in, I'm starting to run SFC scan now in the command box. And the reason, it's finding quite often some corruption. And it's that corruption carried forward to the next cumulative update that may stop you saying, hey, I can't finish the install because this corruption exists. So you have to do the start button, right click it, select the administrator's command line, whatever option you have in your setup, and then do SFC blank space / scan now, and it will do its very best to correct all of the corruption that may be blocking you from getting that new cumulative update.
Thank you, Jim. And I did try that. And
Okay,
did not find any problems, and then I went back.
Okay.
that particular
Jim, I
error
have-
code, that particular error code actually refers back to a problem with the Windows Store app. Now, I'm going to give you a link in the chat and see if that helps you.
Bill, did you have a look on your machine? Did you
Yeah,
install it?
I didn't get that update. I'm kind of curious.
Is
I
that a,
ran Windows
Tell me
Update, and that's how I found it.
What was the number again of it?
sorry, unmute yourself.
Sorry, 2022-06, and it's KB 5014668.
When did you do this? Was it just recent?
I just did it last night, yes.
Okay, so maybe we haven't got them yet. Maybe they haven't.
I think I ran it and it worked, so I did not have the problem. If it was the optional update that was from a couple of days ago.
Oh, yeah, mine is still waiting to download and install. I just found it.
We'll have more info for
I'll
you
do it
next
right
week.
now and see what happens.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks everyone for coming. It's time to leave. We will see you, well, in 10 minutes if you want to watch the premiere service. The links are in the chat. And we will see you next week for Mike will have part 3, and that'll be great. Chris Gould is coming to talk in July about Google Photos and all the new things in Google Photos. So we've got lots of stuff coming in July. So we'll see you next month or next Monday. All right.
Yes.
Bye now.
Bye,
Thank you.
everybody.
Bye-bye.